Hello and welcome to Military Mantra. In this interview, we have today Major DP Singh, who served in Indian Army and he is also the first Blade Runner of India. In this interview, we'll try to understand his journey of joining Indian Army, life in Indian Army, and various life lessons that he has learned over his service. So thanks a lot, sir, for coming on this interview and welcome.
Hi Akash, thank you and Jai Hind to all of you.
Jain, sir. So if you could start telling us, how did your journey of joining the Indian Army started and what was your motivation back then?
Well, my story is way back when in school I thought of running away from my home because of some circumstances. That was 8th standard. And I did run away. But luckily, somebody known to me who saw me on the outskirts of the city, picked me up and brought me back to the home. This was the first U-turn of my life when I understood that there is no point, like all those thoughts were going in my mind that had I actually ran away, I would have been caught by some truck driver or I would have been working on some hotel, dhaba, stuff like that, cleaning a house or something like that. Is that the life which I am interested in? So that U-turn of the life gave me a little insight that running away from your situation, circumstances, how bad, hard, difficult it may be, is not the solution. The solution is that you accept yourself, accept your circumstances, accept everything around you, and then work hard to rise above all those issues and challenges which you face. So then I decided this that I'll stay here only, and I got connected to my religion, Sikhism. So the background of Sikhism is full of service, sacrifice, martial race, where it is one side it is saintlyhood, the other side is soldierliness. And I was a student of Kendriya Vidyalaya Roorkee, which was managed by Bengal Engineer Group Roorkee.
Hmm.
So whatever I used to read as a history of my religion, I used to see that similarity is there with the existing forces, which is defense forces. So in order to relive my past or relive what I am actually in the present, this was the only option to join armed forces. That motivated me, and that was the only aim in my life throughout the childhood to wear olive green.
Got it, sir. So if you could also tell us, you would have gone through the service selection board, and also we hear something about, the officer-like qualities. So how was your experience in SSB, and how do you look at, the OLQs?
I cleared my second SSB attempt of
Acha.
CDS. First SSB was in Allahabad, second was in Bhopal. First SSB I got conference out, and the second one was like when I came back after the SSB, it was told by my folks as I was working in the meanwhile somewhere and I was living the earn and learn type of life. So my folks did encourage me that why the hell are you trying to join army when you are already doing a good job? But my idea was that till my last attempt, I should exercise the option so that later I should not regret that I did not try my best. The only thing which I changed in my second attempt and my first attempt was that I decided in the second attempt to go perform my best and just forget about the rest. Not to worry about how did I do in my previous test, how would be the result, and not any type of stress related to that.
Hmm.
So I was living the true mantra of Gita that do your best and leave the rest.
Hmm.
And lo and behold, I actually could clear the SSB in the second attempt. Perhaps I owe it to the hard work of my the teachings of Gita only, that you can only invest in your good deeds and karma. You
Mm.
can't decide the results. However, if your karma, good deeds are of good intent and with a lot of passion and hard work, then the result obviously would be in your favor.
Got it, sir. So if you could also speak about, the officer-like qualities, how do you look at it? And how can those be developed so that you get eventually recommended?
Well, the officer-like qualities are n number of qualities which they actually dig deep and find out among the candidates. But the
Yes.
most important quality which I feel is the sense of responsibility. If you are not having sense of responsibility towards you, towards your goals, towards respect of your folks, your parents, then you can't respect, tricolor, you can't respect country, you can't do anything. But if you feel that you are responsible for your actions, then obviously all your actions will get channelized towards betterment and for your progress and success. So most often the candidates could not and cannot clear because they lack in sense of responsibility. And as I told, I was already following the teachings of Gita, not just, it's easier said than done that you can just go in the SSB and start following the teachings of Gita, unless you do it day in and out in your life. So if you are a responsible person, if you are a good human being at heart, we don't need Rambos. We don't need physically super fit guys or something. Though I was that also. Neither we need super excellent, marks achiever or brainy guys. We need people who are good human beings, who are responsible for their duty and task, and those who have head over heart and heart at correct place. Rest all things fall at place automatically. So if you follow, if you learn and make your life as per the teachings of Gita, then automatically rest of the things will get fall in place. You don't have to worry about anything else.
Got it, sir. So if you could also speak about, you went to the Indian Military Academy. So how was your life there? And any experience from that which you still cherish?
Well, if you ask me which is the best period of my life, as it appeared in the book which is written on me, Grit the Major Story.
Yeah.
The whole book is a graphic novel, and 90% of the pages are in black and white, but only few pages are in color, and those pages are colored, which is the colorful part of my life. So the IMA days are the most colorful part of my life, and the same pages are colored in the book also. Why did I say so? Because as a youngster, when you aspire to achieve something, when you desire to, reach somewhere, and when you get that success, you cherish the achievement, you cherish this success, you cherish the progress in your life. And Indian Military Academy is one place where you get everything of a class, a standard 5-star. Suddenly a boy who's fending for his daily meals, working as a clerk in bank, could achieve a success, the dream of his life, and reaches to a place which is like a 5-star. Everything is available. Of course, you are being exposed to every activity there, and it is full ragda, as they say in armed forces language. But you love that. I especially love that part. In fact, I love the most part till I was a junior. In third term, when you become senior, you get some responsibilities on your head, and then you're supposed to be a little more careful in your activities, in your performance. As I mentioned, sense of responsibility does not let you become carefree. So the first two terms were like, heaven on earth. You're getting rogered in and out, day and night. You don't get time to eat, sleep, and dream anything else. But then that's the life. You are being groomed from somebody to someone, right? A person who is going to lead the men in war and who carries a charisma with uniform on his body. So you are groomed to be like that. What more is required? The development of that attitude is something which makes you successful and which makes me successful even in today's life. The second life which I am living on loan, as I joke around, after my injuries in Operation Vijay. It's all courtesy the training which we have got in the armed forces in the Indian Military Academy. It's a place on this earth, but a class apart. You can't compare it with anything else.
Got it, sir. So after IMA, you went to the Dogra Regiment. So if you could tell us, what was your motivation back then to join the Dogra Regiment? Also, how does the life of a young officer look like when you join the unit?
Well, my name is Devendra Pal Singh, DPS. And in academy, you get the option in third term to fill your choices. And my choices was in reverse order of my first letters, Sikh, Punjab, and Dogra.
Okay.
So as a luck would have, I did get my third choice, and I joined 7th Battalion of the Dogra Regiment.
Okay.
And as a youngster, which your regiment, your battalion becomes your karma and dharma, everything. The Dogra boys are so affable and lovable, especially the Lahul Spiti area boys are so simple and clear at heart type of youngsters. So you, as a young officer, you go and understand the culture of your boys, your men, because that's your dharma now. That's your religion now. That's your life now. All the traditions, all the value system, all the ethos, what is being followed by the Dogra boy is what you are supposed to understand and get amicably mixed into that culture. And that's what is being taught to us in the beginning of a young officer's life. When we get passed out from the academy, we directly, after the vacations, we go to center, which is Dogra Center is in Faizabad. And we spend some time to understand the history and culture of Dogra. And then from there, we go and join the units, stay for some time with the men. In my period, the chance of staying with men automatically happened because by the time I completed my young officers course and commando course, my unit had moved to J&K Palawala location, where in fields, you tend to be on post, and at post you are living among the men only. And suddenly then the war started, and of course, all the cards which I had laid for next 10 years to do X, Y, Z as per my planning came down, and the dreams suddenly got devastated in a way. However, that is where after every bavander, after every jalzala, after every earthquake or shaking type of thing, starts a new journey. And that's where the journey started on 15th of July 1999 after my injury. And that journey became so beautiful in my life that today, if I could achieve something, it's precisely because the second life which I am living now is much, much more beautiful, which otherwise I would have left had I not got injured. But I must tell you, I always use this opportunity to convey my gratitude to the boys of Dogra Regiment who, on seeing me injured and bleeding and unconscious in the battlefield, evacuated me, displaying the bravado and courage, unflinching trust on their training and on their leaders, knowing very well that these boys are exposed to enemy and enemy can take pot shot and kill each one of them. They were just focused on one task of theirs, that is to evacuate the leader, the young officer lying in the pool of blood. So it's my, I would say, I am blessed that I was with such boys who did not worry about their own life also when they saved my life. I'll be in gratitude always for their charismatic act.
Got it, sir. So if you could also speak about, when you were a young officer and because you were from infantry, how was your first experience when you actually went into combat? Was it the actual Kargil war when you actually did the first combat?
Yeah, so after doing bios and commandos, as I mentioned, my unit was already in the deployed on the line of control. So in the month of May, I joined unit after doing commando and my annual leave. And sometime in the later part of the May, these days only in 99, Operation Vijay had started. So that was my first action itself, baptized by the blood type of affair. I have mixed feeling related to that because where on one side as a young officer, I felt lucky that I could take part in the very beginning of my life of armed forces in my career in the battle. Where on the
Hmm.
other hand, I have little unhappiness because I couldn't do much. If you get injured in the very beginning, that too fatal injuries, then I became later unfit for serving with the infantry, continuing with the infantry. And that's a little, that feeling gives me a little sadness because even today when I see for the infantry and the boys jumping into saving the lives of Indians from flood situation, from earthquake situation, and of course militancy and insurgency areas. So I feel a little sad that I couldn't do much.
Hmm.
But the saving grace is only that even after getting injured, the type of life which I could lead is also much cherishable because despite hanging my uniform, I am still serving and I still serve the country in a different manner.
Hmm.
So which also conveys that it is not necessary to always wear uniform if you wish to serve the country. In fact, if you see my journey, I did more as a service towards nation after getting injured in the
Hmm.
war than I would have than what I could do even before the injuries. So it's a matter of your perspective and attitude. Whatever act you do, that act should bring some respect to you and to the tricolor. If
Hmm.
you keep this in mind, you will always serve your nation in wherever state you are, whichever profession you are. You don't have to worry that you have not worn the uniform.
Got it, sir.
Service to nation is not related to wearing the uniform.
Hmm. Understood, sir. So I have one more question. I have read about you and seen a lot of videos of yours. You said you were declared dead after the casualty, but you actually came back alive. So my question is, how did that experience look to you, and also the phase of recovery? Like, what was your mindset during that?
Well, as far as getting declared dead and coming back alive into consciousness within third day of my getting injured, there is no experience of mine because I was unconscious. I had no thoughts. I did not know what was happening. I was unable to force or motivate or tell anybody to do something for me. Everybody was doing some role on their own because this was supposed to be done.
Mm.
And this brings back the same point, sense of responsibility. Because they had the sense of responsibilities toward the task which they are performing, that is how they could revive me and serve me well. Be it, my boys of Dogra Regiment, be it my RMO of the Dogra Regiment, be it the doctors in the hospital, be it the nursing staff, medical staff, or be it the other civilians who were serving, who donated blood to me to revive me. Everybody were having the responsibility towards a patient who was not known to them, not related to them, but an Indian. So imagine how beautifully they were serving our country because they were doing their task in the best possible manner.
Mm.
So I don't know why and where and who did what, but I convey my gratitude to all of them. I have always been indebted in by the good job they have done for saving me and making me alive. Mm, what was your second part of the question?
Sir, also, the journey of recovery, because how did you recover from a lot of pain and injuries? And I understand you still have a lot
Yeah,
of
so as far
injuries.
as injuries and stuff like is concerned, I never bothered about all that. You may not believe it, but I used to compare it with my background and history, as those stories got ingrained in my mind when I got motivated to join army. So if you relate it to the sacrifices done by our gurus, they sacrificed the whole family, the all four kids, father and he himself, the 10th guru, sacrificed for the sake of service of others, for the sake of service towards nation, and they did not shed even single tear. So if in my case I lost one leg or some injuries on my body, it would have been very, very embarrassing and detrimental on my part if I feel that I did something wrong has happened with me. It
Mm.
could have been like disrespecting the history. Moreover, not just the Sikhism, even the traditions of armed forces did not allow me, because I don't know, n number of sacrifices by the soldiers and including the families of the soldiers have, kept this country safe till today, and it will be safe forever.
True, sir.
So what right did I have to feel sad or bad on losing of just mere one leg and some injuries on my body? It did not bother at all me. It did not at all, even for a moment, I felt sad that something wrong. Rather, it was a feeling of proud that, I got injured in the war, and it's a type of a badge on my body. All these marks of injury, all these 73 shrapnels, the amputation, it's a badge of honor which I carry with me.
Mm.
So that also, you know, conveys one more thing, because I could accept myself, as I learned in the childhood when I did my first U-turn, that accept your reality, your situation, your circumstances to progress in life, and stay wherever you are and work hard to improve yourself. That thought carried me, and that helped me in my second U-turn of life when I got injured. I accepted everything as it came to me. I embraced all these injuries, all these traumas, all these setbacks as a gift of Almighty to me.
Mm.
And that's the reason I could make peace with myself, take pride over myself. And when you take pride on yourself, then the people around you also give you respect. And that helps you to work hard and progress in life. That's the reason I could achieve something, whatever I have achieved in my life today.
Got it, sir. So you have been the first Blade Runner, as well as I have seen your photos doing skydiving as well. So there also you are the first one. So how does these ideas come to you? And also, how was your experience of doing both the things?
Well, I accept the life as it comes. So my life slowly got digressed towards realization of the fact that when I stepped out in 2007, stepped out of the army in 2007, I got exposed to another fact of life that people outside relate disability to some bad karma or some bad deeds. Now, as a soldier, it was little unacceptable for me because I got injured in war. So there is nothing related to bad karma getting injured in war. And Gita says that slain you attain heaven, victorious you rule the earth.
Hmm.
So if that be so, then how is it possible that somebody who fought in war and got injured is nowhere accepted as good karma or stuff like that? So that soldier in me did not let me sit, easy till I proved the fact that disabilities are related to your mindset, your attitude. And what could have been the best option to prove this on ground by just running? Because if you do not have leg, people do not, imagine, they can't even think in their dreams that somebody without leg can run, and that too a long distance half marathon run. In fact, when I had both the legs, when my body was injured, even I was not interested in running long distance. So for a person like me who was not interested in running, over that lost a leg and so many injuries, coming back from deathbed, it was a task, and that is the reason I chose the task. Because if you choose the hardest possible task, then you convey the best possible answer to yourself about your abilities, and in turn, the message gets conveyed to the public around that hello, ability is in your hand. Your mind. What you think you can do, you obviously can do, howsoever difficult path you may have chosen. But your thought process should be that I can, and you would be able to do it.
Got it, sir. Sir, I have a final question to you because a lot of defense aspirants will be watching this interview. So, what will be your message to all of them who wants to join the forces or as a citizen as well?
Well, as I am mentioning time and again, I will repeat it for the sake of success of all of you, that there are two steps to success and glory. First is you need to accept your reality. And when I say accept your reality, that means your strengths you understand, but your weakness also you should accept. Okay, I am weak in ABC. Stop justifying that. Why are you weak in that? Just accept that, okay, I am bad, I am weak. The way I accepted that I have disabilities, I did not justify, oh, it happened in war, oh my God, it is so painful. All that is just wastage of time. Stop justifying your weaknesses. Accept the way it is. Take pride in that. However, don't stay there. Acceptance will make you at peace with yourself, right? But the step second is put in your best of efforts to progress and rise above your difficulties and challenges. You don't have to fight against. You make yourself internally so strong that difficulties appear small and shallow in front of you. And in the process, you rise. And when you rise, you progress. And when you progress, success is automatically yours. So accept your reality and put in your best of efforts wherever in whichever situation you are. Success will always be yours.
Got it, sir. Thanks a lot, sir, for speaking to us and sharing your experience in the armed forces and various learnings from that. So it was great experience and enriching to listen from you. And I hope a lot of people who will be watching it will get motivated too. So thanks a lot, sir, for your time again, and Jai Hind.
Thank you, Akash. God bless you, and Jai Hind.
Jai Hind, sir.